Hi everyone, my name is Jake. I'm a member of the account management team here at Zacks Advisor Tools, and today I'm going to be taking you through a tutorial of our table builder tool here within Advisor Tools. Amongst some of the more general use cases we'll cover on our tutorial today, a table builder can be implemented in your investment process as a way to compare the investment merits of different lists, from holdings in a portfolio to stocks or funds in a watch list, and even stocks and funds that pass certain screening criteria. To start us off here, I'm going to be creating a custom table, and then we'll take that table and apply it to a few different areas of the platform here. We'll start with the custom table. We'll move into a few tips and tricks that'll help you more efficiently run these tables within Advisor Tools, and then we'll complete the tutorial here today with a few other applications of tables within the watch list monitor and screening areas of the tool. So to start us off, we're going to be taking a look at the ticker source library in the top middle portion of the screen here. Now that's going to dictate the list of tickers that we're looking at as we build this table out. You'll notice right now I have the AI thematic list selected, but we'll want to know how to change that list of tickers. So I'll go ahead and click Open Ticker Source Library. And as I click that, you'll notice our entire library of watch lists, portfolios, thematic lists is populated here. So if you have lists already loaded into the tool, they're all going to be available for your usage here. I'll go into our thematic lists. I'll select FinTech as an example. And then you'll go ahead and click Select. And that will update the list of tickers that we're evaluating as we build our table out here. Now that we've covered that, we'll go ahead and start building this table out. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and click Select Action and add in our metrics. So we'll click Add Data Metric. And you'll notice that brings a pop-up with all of the metrics that we offer here at Zacks. I am operating in the equity table builder, so that's something to take note of. This can also be done for ETFs, mutual funds, and with our universal table builder, so a combination of all three asset types. But for our purposes today, we will be operating on the equity side of things. And you'll notice we have all of our categories broken out, so we'll go ahead and start adding some metrics in here at this stage. I can do that one of two ways, either by searching for the metric at the top of the screen here. So we'll start by adding our Zacks rank in. I'll search for that by name. You'll notice I get some results here, and I can check the box next to Zacks rank. Turn that on. Now, one thing to note here is you will not need to save after each metric is selected. It will lock that in, so you can go ahead and add multiple metrics in at once. You'll notice I can turn the sector rank on as well. So we're going to go ahead and keep going here, adding in additional metrics. We'll use the category function here. I'll select dividends. Go ahead and turn the dividend yield percentage metric on. And then we'll add one more in here. We'll add the current price as well. So I'll check that box on. Another thing to note here, there's no need to save at this point. There's no save button. Once those metrics are turned on, you can just go ahead and click X, and it will build that table out for you. And there it is. The table has been populated. You'll notice our same list of tickers that was selected from that FinTech thematic list from before, as well as all of the metrics upon which we can draw our comparisons from. Another important step at this stage is going to be saving these lists. So we'll want to save this for future usage, as well as usage in the other areas of the platform that I had kind of mentioned before. And we can do that by clicking Select Action again in the top left. You'll go ahead and click Save As, and we'll give it a name. Once you have that name entered, you can go ahead and click Save, and you'll notice the name of the table populates in the top left, and now that is saved to our table library here. Now, if we want to pull these tables up again in the future, you can go ahead and click Select Action here in the top left. This time we'll select Open Library, and that will bring up our table library. And you'll notice two categories here. We have the saved reports as well as the Zacks reports. Saved reports are going to be all custom reports that you saved previously, so anything that you've entered in here manually. But there are also some selections in the Zacks reports category as well. These are all tables that our team has gone in and created for you. So a great place to start when you're getting involved with Table Builder. You can select the growth table as an example, and then you can click open. And you'll notice that there is a nice table with all filled with metrics that our team has gone in and created for you. I'm going to repeat that process one more time to pull up the dividend table I went in and created before this tutorial. So you can click select action again, open library, and this will be under saved reports. I'm going to open this dividend table. And now I've got my table loaded in here. Now, one more thing to cover before we move on to tips and tricks is going to be the ticker list on the left here. You'll notice these are all hyperlinked, and they will redirect you to the security overview page for any of the tickers in your list here. We'll use Apple as an example. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Apple ticker here. And you'll see that that takes us right to the security overview page for Apple. Now, if you are interested in more information on this section, you can check out our other video on the due diligence tab for some more insight. But for our purposes today, we'll move back to the table builder section of the tool. All right, so we are now back in the table builder section of the tool, and we're going to move into a few tips and tricks that will help you more efficiently and effectively run these tables here. And we'll start with the sorting feature. So any of the results you see here can be sorted and filtered. That can be done by clicking to the right of the metric name. So for our purposes today, I'll use the Zacks rank as an example. Another nice thing here is if you hover over any of the metrics, it will give you a nice description of what you're looking at. But we'll just navigate to the direct right of the metric. And if I click right there, it sorts the list. It's going to start by sorting that in a descending order. If we click that again, it'll sort ascending. So that is the sort feature built into the table builder function here at Advisor Tools. The next tip we're going to cover is renaming the metrics that we see here. So to do that, we're going to select the pen and paper icon to the left of any of the metrics that we have here. I'll use dividend yield percentage as our examples today. Go ahead and click that button here. And we'll go ahead and update this name here. Now this can be used for firm-specific language. It can be used for client-specific language if this is going out directly to a client. Totally up to you on how you'd like to customize this list. But this renaming feature is a very helpful tool in customizing this for your own purposes. Once I have that new name loaded in, I can go ahead and click the rename button. And you'll notice that is updated within our table instantly here. Now the last tip I'll cover here is moving these data points around. We may want to customize the order in which these data points appear. To do that, I'm just going to go ahead and drag the metric using the top left-hand corner of the metric box here. So for our purposes today, I may want to move the earnings and dividend quality score to the right-hand side of the list here. I may take the next dividend payable date and move it next to dividend yield. And again, that's the left and right arrow icon in the top left-hand corner of the metric. If you hover over that, you'll see the crossing arrows icon. And if you click and hold that, drag it to where you'd like it to be, that will allow you to move these metrics amongst the table that you've created. So that covers a few tips and tricks that will help you customize these tables for client or internal usage. The next portion of our tutorial here today is going to focus on some of the other applications of these tables within Advisor Tools. And I'd first like to cover exporting these tables. So we do have some export options available to you here. That's again under the Select Action tab in the top left-hand corner of the screen. You'll notice we have options for exporting these to Excel or in PDF format as well. Next, we're going to move into the watch list monitor section of the platform, where I'll show you a nice application for any watch list that you've already created here. All right, so we are now in the watch list monitor section of the platform here. You'll notice I have the AI thematic list loaded in as one of my watch lists. And for our purposes here, we're going to be clicking into the data tab. When I select that, you'll notice this is sort of a makeshift table builder in and of itself. So we can add individual data metrics in here, but we can also add in that table that we've already created here. So as you're clicking through your watch lists, you can go ahead and enter those tables in. It's going to save a lot of time from adding those metrics in manually. Go ahead and do that by selecting options in the top right. You'll hover over data, edit data view, and then you'll select add table builder items. You'll notice that brings up the same table library that we were looking at before. We have the Zacks reports and the saved reports available, and we can go ahead and select our dividend table and then choose open in the bottom right. And you'll notice instantly that table is now updated to reflect all of the metrics that we went in and added earlier. All right, so we are now back in the table builder section. For the next application, we're going to be clicking into the screener tool. Specifically, since we are dealing with equities today, we're going to be clicking into the equity screener. All right, so I am now in the equity screener. For more information on the screener tool, we do also have a separate video. It covers all of the points you'd need to know about the screening tool. So if you are looking for more information on that, feel free to click over to that video. For our purposes today, I have a pretty simple income screen built out here, and we're going to be focusing on the right-hand side of the screen here, so specifically the display metrics section here. Now we can populate our table into any of the screens we run by clicking the Add Table Builder Items option here. You'll notice we get that same library, table library that we were looking at before, and then you'll go ahead and choose the table you'd like to add in here. Go ahead and click open, and you'll notice that the display metrics section on the right here is now populated with all the metrics that we went in and added previously. And to complete the process here, you're going to go ahead and click run screen. And you'll notice that all of the results here, the results of our previous screen, are populating now with all of the metrics that we went ahead and added previously. All right, that brings us to the conclusion of our tutorial today. We went ahead and created and edited and saved our own custom table. We took a look at a few pre-built tables, covered some tips and tricks for customizing these tables, and also explored some other areas of the platform that we can apply these tables. Thank you for listening today. If you do have any further questions, feel free to reach out to your dedicated account manager.